My name is Kathy Leff, and I'm the director of the Wolfsonian Florida International University, and seated next to me is...
Hi, I'm Silvia Barisione. I'm the curator of the Wolfsonian Florida International University in Miami.
And we are happy to be here in our facility on 10th Street and Washington Avenue, South Beach. The 36th edition of Art Deco Weekend descends upon Miami Beach. So we're really thrilled to be here to share with you a perspective from the Wolfsonian on both where it comes from, how it's impacted our community. So I'm going to ask Silvia, our curator, to tell us a little bit about the origins of Art Deco and how does this come into our vocabulary?
So, you know, the word Art Deco comes from the famous Paris Exposition des Arts Décoratifs Industriels, which took place in Paris in 1925. And we have the first examples of what we call streamline and Art Deco style in Miami Beach at the end of the 1930s.
We're sitting in front of the Norris Theater facade behind us, which is a wonderful example of American Art Deco. And this was completed in 1929, a year before the Chrysler Building, which is one of the greatest examples of American Deco, was completed.
The fountain is the frozen fountain, which is a typical leitmotif of Art Deco. And it's a beautiful terracotta glazed fountain.
So in 1926, Miami Beach took a direct hit from a hurricane. And a lot of the Mediterranean Revival buildings, with the exception of some of the monumental buildings, such as the Wolfsonians building, the old City Hall, those remained. And actually, that's what really paved the way for what we call now, Art Deco here in Miami Beach. The preservation movement here really began with Barbara Capitman, a group of people rallying around her in the mid-70s, right around the time when the first Miami Design Preservation League established its first celebration of what we call a Deco district or streamline moderne. So the architecture that we call here Art Deco really came much later, and it was a much more modest form of streamlined architecture. Silvia is somebody who really studied Paris 1925 in the exposition as a scholar, as a curator. Any particularity or something that really defines what we call tropical deco?
Well, naturally, the architecture reflects the vernacular architecture of a place. Especially in those years, architects were very attentive when they designed a building to consider the landscape. So in this case, we have buildings which are usually two-story buildings with elements, decorative elements, which reflect the nature and the landscape here. The marine element or the palm trees. The use of the stucco is typical use of the beautiful coral stone, which is typical of here. For me, coming from Europe, it was one of the reasons why I love Miami. The fact that there is an entire district which was preserved. For us, it's difficult to preserve 20th century architecture, maybe more than for the US.
So we really want to congratulate the Miami Design Preservation League, the City of Miami Beach, and all the people who have really worked so hard to preserve the historic architecture here in Miami Beach, which has really given such a strong identity to our community and provided an environment in which our museum can thrive. The Art Deco Weekend is the 500th anniversary, so aside from the activities that one finds on Ocean Drive, throughout the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you can visit the websites of MDPL or the Wolfsonian.org and find a variety of programs that one can take advantage of that provide a greater understanding not only of our state, but the relationship of Art Deco, the district, and it's a really wonderful occasion to really celebrate the unique environment that we are so fortunate to have surrounding us.